Hello there, everybody. I hope you've all had a wonderful work week. So we talk a lot about bad content in marketing, but what about extraordinary content in marketing? So this week, the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity kicked off, and it's been a whirlwind week in the south of France. The USA took home 3 grand prizes on day 1. But maybe most interestingly wasn't how many of the big prize winners weren't great ads per se, as much as they were, well, what we might call classic content marketing projects. In my latest book and in my keynote at Content Marketing World 2023, I asked a question. I asked, is content marketing just becoming marketing? Or, and I realize the presumptuousness of this statement, is marketing simply becoming content marketing? Now, if this year's Cannes Lions Awards are any indication, we may finally be reaching an interesting tipping point. You want to know more? Well, let's open a bottle of champagne, put on our best formal party beach attire, and head off to the south of France. This is a few minutes of what's new in marketing that might help you lead your business's strategy. Let's roll. Hello everybody, Robert Rose here with What's New in Marketing. It is about what's new in marketing, but most importantly, it's something important in marketing that we think may help you become a better leader. And if we can help you or your team with content marketing services, including custom training, consultation, or ongoing implementation of your content marketing approach, get on over to contentmarketinginstitute.com, fill out that form. Let's have a chat, shall we? So as I mentioned at the top of the show, the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity, which sounds a lot smoother and romantic, by the way, if you say it in French. I mean, it kicked off this week as marketing professionals, content creators, and well, just a who's who of creative folk flocked to the south of France to have a look at more than the 25,000 entries. Now, if you're one of the riffraff marketers like I am who never get invited to such things, you're not alone. The festival has been around since 1954 and was really just the response of ad agency executives who were jealous of the Cannes Film Festival and decided that, well, their work should be recognized as well. And well, one need only look at the south of France as a location and say, yeah, it was never going to be the Florida International Festival of Creativity. Anyway, the festival itself has always been known for a celebration of pure advertising and pure B2C advertising, and B2C advertising created by big companies that can afford big entry fees at that. But fun fact, in 2013, what would today be called a content marketing entry from McCann, Australia for the Metro train system made history with their Dumb Ways to Die campaign by winning a total of 5 Grand Prix awards, the most ever awarded to a single piece of work. And that brings us to this year, where I was struck this year by a number of the early winners. So, for example, the Siemens Healthineers, well, they won a grand prize in pharma for their Magnetic Stories campaign. Siemens, of course, makes MRI machines, and the company partnered with children's authors to pair audio stories with the sound patterns of various types of MRI scans, which can be very loud and very disconcerting for kids. So, for example, they have a story called The Flying Train that a child can listen to while getting a cranial bone scan, and the chugging sound of the MRI fits in really nicely with the story that they listen to over headphones. Now, is that an ad? Well, no. Is it a brand using content to create a better customer experience so that its customer has a more engaging, inspiring, and ultimately satisfying experience? It absolutely is. Chalk a winner up to the practice of content marketing. Another grand prize winner this week was Dramamine's mini documentary about, of all things, barf bags. Agency FCB in Chicago won the prize with this short 12-minute documentary that explores the subculture of collectors of airplane barf bags. Yeah, there really is a collector for anything you can imagine. So in the context of the decline of air sickness bags and the need for such, the documentary also highlights the growth of Dramamine as turbulence and air sickness has dropped on international flights. The brand, tonguely firm in cheek, takes credit for all of that. An ad? Well, not really. Just a wonderful piece of creative content that separates what could normally be a pretty, well, not very compelling topic of barf bags into something fun and engaging in moving the business forward. Chalk another one up to content marketing. And finally, yet another grand prize winner, this time in the outdoor category, was Pedigree Pet Food. Their campaign used dynamic technology for outdoor advertising to feature real, adoptable pets in their digital out-of-home ads. Anytime a pet is adopted, well, they're removed from the inventory of ads being displayed in real time. Now, this is just an ad, of course, but truly the ad is a wonderful piece of content valuable to the audience without the Pedigree brand behind it, but something that is likely to create a great brand affinity, if not trying to actively sell anything in that moment at all. So call that one the spirit of content marketing coming through a traditional ad platform. So my take? Well, my take with all of that, the spirit of delivering value, trust, and extraordinary content seems to be the order of the day in Cannes this year. Is this part of a larger trend to evolve what we think of as brand advertising? Is it in some ways a pushback to the programmatic buy now commodity of performance algorithm marketing that we've seen so much of in the last few years? Gosh, I hope so. I mean, I think we've got a ton of lessons to learn here, even if we don't necessarily get to hobnob with the celebrities in the south of France. Maybe, just maybe, when we get together this year in San Diego later for Content Marketing World, we can bring a little bit of champagne and talk about how your differentiated marketing has become, well, just great content. And that's a few minutes of what's new in marketing. Remember, it's your story to tell. You tell it well. I'll see you next week.